Hi guys, it's Jay again. Welcome back to Vehicle Diaries. Yeah, I've had enough time to be getting a lot of content. And you know, for a while, there's this car that once young chaps make money, be it crypto traders, Bitcoin guys. Even me, I'm not a crypto trader, but if I had money, it'd probably be my first choice because we're talking about reliability, we're talking about luxury, we're talking about all you might be looking for in a compact sports car. So today we'll be looking at the 2010 Lexus IS 250. Now, today we have two variants of this Lexus IS 250. Rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. Slightly spec'd out, fully spec'd out. Now, when you look at them externally, nothing much to give them away. They both come with their side mirrors, with their LED indicators on them. You have your HID headlights on both of them, fog lights. Oh, they are both silver too. But how would you know the difference between them? Well, this is all-wheel drive. And if I take you around the back, you see where that is, which means this is heavier, which means it consumes more fuel because of weight than the rear-wheel drive version. Now, there it goes, all-wheel drive, smiling at you. This also comes with its own reverse camera, integrated reverse camera up there. They both come with dual exhaust, 17 inches alloy rim. And one thing I love about this car is this shoulder bulge that you have here. Makes it look aggressive, kind of like it went to the gym, bulky, kind of, and really nice. Though it doesn't tell in the handling compared to its German competitions. But other than that, amazing car. Now, on this one, optioned out to a few things. Moonroof, it's a bit lighter than the all-wheel drive version. Also 17 inches alloy rim. As you can see, it doesn't carry the all-wheel drive tag, AWD, but it also has twin exhaust, just like that one, with the amazing hip line as well. Came out bulky as well. Both have the shark fin on top, so if it sinks underwater and you see that top alone coming, you might think it's a shark. I'm just kidding. If it sinks inside water, that's the end of it. Your car is done. Don't try it. If you see water, especially now that we're in rainy season, and you see flood, and you see that any car that enters, any lab rat that decides to drive through the flood, and its exhaust goes under the water, don't try it. Pack it and trek home. Things are expensive nowadays. You don't want to risk it. So, yeah. Basically, externally, you can't tell much difference from both of them. So when you look at them internally, then you'll be able to tell that there are some features that that one has that this doesn't. Let's go inside. Under the hood, we have a 2.5-liter V6. There are two options for this particular IS. For the IS 250, you have the 2.5-liter V6, and for the IS 350, you have the 3.5-liter V6. But this has 204 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. Good enough to take this rear-wheel drive version from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.5 seconds, which is, I'm not going to lie, disappointingly slow. I mean, for a V6. And that's why if you are going to go for that of the 3.5-liter V6, you're having 306 brake horsepower. That shaves the 0 to 60 time by a lot. Now, it's the same thing under this one. Also a 2.5-liter V6, 204 brake horsepower, and 185 pound-feet of torque. Now, the difference is that This is all-wheel drive, so it's going to be slower than that one that's rear-wheel drive. So in my own opinion, if you want a fast Lexus IS, go for the IS 350. That's 306 brake horsepower. That's really fast. Though the suspensions are soft because it's more of a plush ride than a sporty ride. Who cares? Life is hard enough. You don't want hard suspensions in Nigeria. Wow, man. This is a lovely place to be cocooned inside. I mean, everything. You see, there's a reason why they refer to this as the Japanese Mercedes. Lexus really had their sights set on just delivering premium quality with this. Though they can be lying to themselves that it's going to be a sports car per se, because if you look at its competition like the BMW 3 Series, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, the Audi A4, I would have called Acura, but many people don't tend. But yeah, the Acura TL is still part of the competition for this vehicle. But everything, they took their time. You see, their love for making everything here top notch made the Toyota Corolla, which is the one for the masses, suffer a lot when it came to material quality, because they can't make the Toyota Corolla or the Toyota brands that good. It will just ruin the market for this. So this is like stealing away the joy from Toyota Corolla. Everything in here you touch is premium. Man, feels almost orgasmic. The leather stitching on the steering wheel, the flappy paddles for the gearbox. It's a 6-speed automatic transmission. All the windows are one touch automatic. Your man, this came with kind of aluminium panel. Others come with wood finish. I think I like this better. That wood finish is usually for old people. This is more young and hipster. There's not a lot of storage space, just one cup holder, and you have another here. Well, no cup holder, just ash holder where if you smoke you have your storage space in here. You can't lift this up, you just slide it close or slide it open. Yeah, this is 2010, and 12 years later the leather has held up perfectly. I'm not saying good, this is perfect. I mean, and it's 82,000 miles on the clock. Like, this car has covered some distance, but it's still like superb. Look, everything, this is really optioned out, and this is nothing compared to the 350 that has almost everything as standard with more options than this. But I guess the owner of this, at whoever got this, decided to go for everything, optioned it out totally, completely. You have your storage space, though it's quite small. You can't fit a lot of things in there, just the manual and your documents. Oh, well, you have some space at the door panel here, some storage at the door panel here. You also, well, speaking of the back seat, I would not say it's all that per se. When you check a lot of forums, they complain about the space in the back seat for taller passengers. Well, I'm not so tall, so let's check it out. Maybe there's space for people like me. So this chair is at my own driving position, and I'm 5'8", like I said before. Hopefully with enough bins I'll grow taller. And as you can see, there's enough new room for me. And yeah, see, I think 3-4 fingers headroom. So someone who is taller might actually have his head rubbing against it. As you can see, I'm taller now. That's after like 2 plates of beans. So my head is rubbing against it. But other than that, it's quite comfortable for me. And back seat also auto. You have your tweeters, the speakers here. Like, I can just imagine how mad the sound quality of this car would be. You also have your armrest with hidden storage. yeah, this should come out. It should. Okay, yeah, you have this storage in here, and you also have hidden cup holders, as you can see. Lexus went all out with this. Oh yeah, and you also have access to the boot from in here. Oh, stay close. Lexus went all out with this, and as you can see, the back seat not worn out either. Here's your ashtray as well for smokers. Remember, you're liable to die young. You have your air vents for rear passengers, so it's not just the front passengers that will enjoy being chilled out. You have your speakers. Apart from tweeters there, you have more speakers. Like, by the time you start listening to music, you are going to be drowned in the best quality sound system. Well, close to the best. They are better, but you can't complain. You can't complain. The back seat everyone is complaining about, I can't complain either for my height. Maybe I'll look for someone who is 6 foot. Try him in the back seat, and if he complains, you get down and enter keke. I don't care. I'll be in the front driving. Well, this is your key. Of course, it's a key fob. So the owner of this vehicle spec'd it out with keyless entry and keyless start, which means you have your push to start button. So with this, it just needs to be in your pocket, or since this cup holder is too small to hold anything else, it can hold the key. And with your foot on the brake, Lexus Inform. Interesting. Now you have your climate control, right, on auto, and everywhere is going to be chill. Either you use the climate here, of which you can reduce it, touchscreen, choose how you want the air to flow, either to your face and your feet, or just your feet if you have a foot fetish. But I have a face fetish actually. I know I look good, so I like the AC to always chill my face. Let's keep this at medium. The weather is quite hot today. You have your audio, let's say FM. What do we listen to today? Well, the screen is quite responsive, though it looks outdated for what's out in the market right now, but who can complain? I mean, there's nobody you bring into this car that is going to say all this and I'll be like, it's old school, then go and buy your own. This is just, I know, maybe because I don't have money yet, but it's okay, it's still working. Everything's still functional in 2022, and everything is still functional. So you have your volume knob, you can increase your volume, turn down CD, auxiliary or USB, depending on what you want to listen to, map. But of course, in Nigeria, map will take you nowhere. I don't think well, there's your map. I don't think it take you anywhere. So back to audio, you can also use Bluetooth if you connect to your phone. Listen to Bluetooth via your phone. So yeah, you can adjust the display of the screen. There's a lot to show you here, but one thing I can show you is that this is actually lovely. You have your airbags, you have your cutting airbags as well, cutting airbags here as well. Yet, so like when you're talking about safety features, this car is also up there. If you are young and you feel like you want to buy a car that is compact, luxurious, reliable, and for the market price affordable, because what you get for the amount you're paying is totally worth it, I ain't gonna lie. So you should really consider the Lexus, the IS actually. And if you are very frugal with your fuel economy and whatnot, then you can consider the 250 IS 250. But if you're like me and you're power hungry, then you can try the IS 350. Oh, this is the key fob to this one. And as you can see, well, this has an example of the kind of bottle you can put in here. It takes the entire space. Nothing else can go in there. Really small cup holder. maybe Lexus were taking the saying compact too seriously. So let's keep this here. And like the other one, as you can see, this has no internal screen like the other one. This has basically just your climate control, your sound system, yeah, paddle shifters, leather wrapped steering wheel, also aluminium panel instead of wood like most do, with its own storage space here, not so chalked up. It's just like the other one, but like I said, features that are different is that is fully optioned out. You have your screen, your reverse camera screen, your touch screen for your infotainment system, while this you have to deal with the good old-fashioned buttons. Yeah, so you have your buttons. You want to reduce your temperature, increase your temperature, reduce it, dual climate actually, so a passenger can determine how high or how low he wants his own air vents to feel. So paddle shifters as well. Yeah, storage sliding in, and just like the other one, the back seat similar. No need to bore you with that. Oh man. So for the driving experience, before we start driving, I'd like to let you know that this particular one I'm seated in is the all-wheel drive variant, fully optioned out, and it goes for 5.9 million naira. Considering how things are expensive nowadays, I say that's a pretty good deal. The rear-wheel drive version is going for 5.2 million naira. Also affordable, not as spec'd out as this though. So what do you get for 5.9 million naira? I've done nothing but sang the praises of this vehicle since I saw it. That does not mean it doesn't have downsides. For example, for those that have been exposed to the sun for too long, they have their dashboard melting, but this dashboard hasn't melted. That of the rear-wheel drive has melted. That's one. Two, being the IS250, the 2.5 liter V6, Toyota employed what they call the direct injector for the engine, which means that at higher mileages, like when your car has clocked at least 150,000 miles on the clock, it starts to have what they call carbon buildup. And carbon buildup does not encourage performance. Actually, it doesn't. So it feels like your car is losing power and you don't get enough from the performance. Those are the only two things that most forums and owners have complained about, which is due to the carbon buildup, and that you experience with the direct injector for the IS250. If you go for the IS350, it uses direct injector and port, which helps in cleaning the valves and the manifold, which reduces carbon buildup. And for people who don't understand what carbon buildup is, how do I bring this to you in layman term? You sabi this pot they use in preparing firewood jollof. By the time you put the firewood, the whole smoke and soot that gathers under the pot, yeah, that's what happens to your valve. It cakes, and when it cakes, it becomes very hard to come off, and that way it can lead to your engine damaging or engine failure. So you have to be watchful of that. There are ways to prevent that, of course. When you see you've covered the 100,000 miles on the clock, you can take the car for them to clean those carbon buildup in your engine. Now, for the driving experience with this car, as you can see, I'm not even shouting. I can talk in hushed tones like I'm trying to toast you, use my bedroom voice and whatnot. I'm sure you can still hear me. Yeah, that's how quiet and refined the car is. Of course, they used very thick glasses for their window panes, so you have limited wind noise coming in from outside. I mean, this is running on 17 inches and it's just absorbing everything. The gear change is smooth. Of course, this engine is being mated to a 6-speed automatic gearbox, and you hardly notice the changes. They are just smooth. changes easily. Of course, the brake is also reactive and linear. It's my first time driving this car, and I don't have the feeling like I have to like get used to the brake. You don't see me jolting forward because I'm not used to how the brake is meant to be. The climate control is really chill in this car. It's very chill right now. So, hands on the steering wheel, 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. The car is sublime. I have nothing really negative to say about how it drives. So really, if you are looking for a compact luxury sedan, you can't go wrong with the Lexus IS. Of course, like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you are going for its competition in Germany, that is the C-Class, the 3 Series, the Audi A4, they are more expensive than this, one, but they are not as reliable as this. And for some reason, I'm surprised this is better built. It is. Of course, gone are the days when Lexus did not have a brand name. Lexus is now a name with a reputation, so there's nobody that's going to laugh that you're using a Lexus. Of course, for don't chop belle full before if you buy Lexus. So, if you know say you don't chop belle full, and economy, inflation, everything hasn't grabbed you by your balls, this is one car to go buy. I would not say you should drive it with the flappy paddle. It's not really necessary. Seeing as the gearbox has a mind of its own, it changes of its own volition. This, on the other hand, you just let it do its thing. It doesn't feel like it wants to be grabbed by the scruff of its neck and manhandled like BMW or Mercedes-Benz would. It just wants to go along for the ride, ease into it, glide, just a Botica. I have looked forward to being behind the wheel of this car for a long time, and not because I wanted to trash it or drive it really, really fast. No, not really. Just wanted to know what the force was all about. And yeah, 12 years later, this car has aged remarkably well. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm sitting in one. This is it's remarkable. The build quality, how it feels, everything about it. Really remarkable. Really remarkable. So, my advice should you buy it? If you have the money. If you had 5.9 million naira right now, between this, Mercedes-Benz C-Class 2010 and BMW 3 Series 2010 or Audi A4 2010, I'd say go for this car. It's the better option, especially considering where we are, Nigeria. Yeah, it is the better option than the ones I've mentioned before. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as usual, I'll continue bringing more content like this to you. Cheers, man.